Hello friends, here I am with our new video named Glycolysis. But before we begin, I would like to remember you, do not forget to press the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to get our new updates. So today we are going to discuss the glycolysis. What is the glycolysis? It is none other than a metabolic pathway. But what is a metabolic? Metabolism is derived from a Greek word actually which means for change. It is actually a series of interconnected chemical reactions occur within a cell. It includes different catabolic anabolic pathways. Some of them are glycolysis, second TCA cycle, third pentose phosphate pathway, and the last gluconeogenesis. Therefore, today we're going to discuss what is glycolysis. So, glycolysis can be defined as splitting of one glucose molecule into two moles of pyruvate. Therefore, it can be said as defines glucose and lysis means breakdown of glucose. It is also known as Embeden-Meyerhof pathway. As all the energy stored in human body in the form of glucose, therefore for the utilization of those energy, our body required to break the glucose into pyruvate. It is the first, or I say it is the initial step of metabolic pathway. So here you can see it is the pathway of glycolysis. Here the glucose C6H12O6. It is first break down into glucose 6 phosphate. In this pathway or in this process, various enzymes take place. So the first enzyme which help glucose to break down or convert into glucose 6 phosphate is hexokinase. And in this, the ATP converted into a ADP. ATP is a adenotriphosphate, whereas ADP is a adenodiphosphate. So here you can see it is a hexagonal shape glucose and there is a sixth side. Okay. So when it is converted into glucose 6 phosphate, structures are same, function are same, but there is one difference that in the sixth place of glucose, phosphate get added. Therefore, it is termed as glucose 6 phosphate. The first step is irreversible in nature. That is, glucose 6 phosphate can't convert it back into glucose. And further, glucose 6 phosphate gets converted into fructose. There is one difference between glucose and fructose. Their properties are same, but their structures are different. Glucose are hexagonal in shape, it has 6 sides, but fructose are pentagonal in shape. Therefore, glucose are further break down into a fructose and the enzyme phosphoglucoisomerase are used. Here in the sixth place there is a phosphate says so fructose 6 phosphate. Now further, fructose 6 phosphate gets converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Now you can see there is a 6 side. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As glucose has phosphate at 6th position, therefore there is a 6th place phosphate. So when fructose 6 phosphate get converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate, there is a first position, there is a phosphate over here and phosphate over here. So when gets converted, phosphofructokinase are used, and again ATP gets converted into ADP. And here this is also irreversible in nature. Here you can see when glucose gets converted into fructose, it is reversible in nature. That is, this process can get converted back into glucose 6-phosphate. But when fructose 6-phosphate get converted into fructose 1,6 biphosphate, it can't get converted back into fructose 6-phosphate. Therefore, it is irreversible in nature. Now, fructose 1,6 biphosphate gets converted into glyceraldehyde, 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. There is a second there is a phosphate group. There is 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Sorry, there is 1, 2, 3. 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And the enzyme used, there is aldose. Now, from here, two steps take place. First, it can get converted into dihydroxyacetone phosphate, or it can be get converted into 1,3-biphosphoglycerate. As our conclusion is to get the pyruvate, 2 moles of pyruvate, therefore when it gets converted into dihydroxyacetone phosphate with the help of triose phosphate isomerase, the cycle gets stopped over here. And another, when it gets converted into 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, here 2 NAD plus 2 inorganic phosphate gets converted into 2 NADH plus 2 hydrogen molecule. From here, the next cycle starts. I can explain that glycolysis are divided into two phases. First, when glucose gets converted into 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This overall phase is termed as preparatory phase or energy investment phase. Why energy investment phase? Because we required an energy to break down the glucose into 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So here we invest the energy. Therefore, it is termed as preparatory phase. But in next phase, when 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate get converted into 1,3-biphosphoglycerate, from here, the second phase, payoff phase, which is termed as energy generation phase, take place. And when it gets converted into this, the enzyme gets useful at this is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Dehydrogenase because there is a removal of hydrogen. Now from the payoff phase, here you can say 1, 2, 3, 1 there is a phosphate, and at the third there is a phosphate. So when 1,3-biphosphoglycerate gets converted into 3-phosphoglycerate with the help of enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase. And again 2 ADP gets converted into 2 ATP. Now 3-phosphoglycerate, it's 1, 2, 3. At the third place there is a phosphate. So next 3-phosphoglycerate gets converted into 2-phosphoglycerate with the help of enzyme phosphoglycerate mutates. Okay, and at the second place you can see 1, 2, there is a phosphate group, there is a 2-phosphoglycerate. And when 2-phosphoglycerate get converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, there is a release of 2 water molecule, that is H2O. And the enzyme used is a enolase. So what is the enol? It is none other than a presence of ketone group, CO. There is a presence of ketone group, therefore it is a phosphoenol pyruvate. And when phosphoenol pyruvate gets converted into none other than our required material, or I say our required product, that is pyruvate. But here you can see it is an irreversible process. So there is 1/3, and at the last stage they are the irreversible processes, and rest they are reversible. So the enzyme is a pyruvate kinase. Again 2 ADP gets converted into 2 ATP and our product form, that is a pyruvate CH3COCO, and there is a 1 ADP. Okay. So in glycolysis there is a breakdown of glucose to get an energy. So the net total energy we get is, here you can see, glucose plus 2 NAD plus 2 ADP plus 2 hydro H2PO4 gets converted into 2 pyruvate, 2 moles of pyruvate, 1 mole of glucose gets converted into 2 moles of pyruvate plus 2 NADH plus 2 ATP plus 2 H2O. Okay, so the net total ATP, that is energy, and ATP is the energy, so the net total ATP we get in aerobic condition is 8. So how 8? There is a 2 ATP over here. So there is a 2 ATP over here and 2 NADH. 1 NADH is equal to 3 ATP molecule. Okay, so within there is a 3, so 2 3s are 6, 6 plus 2 8. So in aerobic condition, I must say there is an aerobic condition. So in aerobic condition there is a 8 ATP, and when we say in anaerobic condition there is, we get 2 ATP. So glycolysis is the process which occur in both aerobic and anaerobic condition. So these are the process from which our body or our cell converts glucose to get an energy. But this is an initial step. We have 3 more steps to go. So in next module we will discuss the next TCA cycle. So that's all from my side. Thank you.